Today, let's chat about Skull and Bones open beta from this weekend. So, as we all know, Skull and Bones has been one of the most highly anticipated games that has been in development for several years. This is a game that most of us have been waiting for. The game is set in the golden age of piracy, and players take control of their own pirate ship as they explore the seas, engage in naval battles, and build their own pirate empire. The open beta did drop as a surprise to most, to include me, one that has been following this game for development for a while. Full launch is scheduled for this week, February 16th, 2024, but if you pre-ordered and got the premium package, the game's available come tomorrow, February 16th. So without further ado, let's jump into what the open beta had to offer. I'm going to highlight some gameplay as I chat about the gameplay, the visuals, sound design, and just my overall experience during the beta. I will also be letting you know some future additions to the game that I would like to see, and giving you my final verdict on whether or not the game is worth the buy or the play. So let's chat about a few things. Character development. Character customization is elaborate and supported by in-game currency. You have a variety of customizations to create your perfect pirate. I found this to be rewarding and refreshing to see. And to be honest with you, I changed my character a few times during the beta within 72 hours. The storyline started off a bit slow, but picked up very quickly. I enjoyed the fact that there was no repetitive task, missions, or streamlined game approach. Now, what I mean by the streamlined game approach is you're able to play the way you want and gain your infamy, which is your progress, the way you want. At some point, everyone will progress to the same ending, but it's at your pace and your approach. Naval battles were engaging and can sometimes be intense with a bit of white knuckling of the controller. Naval battles entail a bit of strategy and preparation of your ship, crew, and cargo. That's just my opinion with my experience with playing. Most importantly, I found that a passive or aggressive playstyle can be achieved in the seas if you have the right ship. So let's talk about the ships. During the beta, we were provided a few ship options to engage in during the high seas, ranging from DPS, support, or tank-style ships. Ships are not easy to grab and require specific infamy levels, your progress levels, building blueprints, harvesting and looting the building supplies, some silver, all to just build that one ship. Now, I did find this to be a bit of a grind, but it was worth it because the content was engaging as you were going through, trying to get the supplies you need, trying to find the blueprint you need for the ship that you wanted, and of course, maintaining your silver, which is your economy amount within the game. Also, the ability to fully customize your ship's weapon system adds a pirate plus, because you never know what someone else is coming into battle with or how they have their ship set up, because why? You can get to whatever way you want depending on your playstyle. So, in my opinion, the naval combat and ship customization of the games were the standout features. And the game's visual and sound design make for an immersive pirate adventure. I found the customization of your ship's look, the weapon systems, the crew aesthetics to be a super plus. During this short beta, I encountered so many players embracing the ability to customize their ships and crews that I was often scoping in to see what type of ship they had underneath their visual bells and whistles. Now, the map, the larger than I expected, and I didn't get a chance to open up as much as I wanted. For what I did open up, I found that the icons and the navigation system of the map was easy to understand. Also, the amount of information the map provides you as a player can be capitalized on when you're engaging in trading, harvesting, or just good old piracy. While exploring the map and new locations, I encountered the game's immersive weather system of brutal storms on the open seas. There were blinding sunsets, high winds that affected my navigation, thick, blinding fog, and some breathtaking scenery. Everything I previously mentioned, I did solo and while playing in groups. Playing in groups does intensify sea battles and increases loot, and just makes the game overall more engaging and fun. I did engage in some epic moments with my friends and while playing solo. This is important to me when I'm playing any game. I want to have just as much fun solo as I would if playing in a group, and I feel like Skull and Bones satisfied that. Now, with all the great things I had to say about the game, being transparent, there are a few things that I would like to see in the future development of the game. I didn't like the character. I didn't like the fact that my character didn't speak and only had prompt selections for communication within the storyline. Also, with the prompt selections and character interaction, you have choices between what I found to be an aggressive pirate-like response and a passive response often. I couldn't determine if this affected the gameplay or not. I would like to see the character development a little bit more focused on, like give my character a voice. Or maybe some infamy can be gained by selecting a more pirate-like play style or approach. Second, the boarding cutscenes. I personally could care less about that the boarding is a cutscene. But what I would like to see is different cutscenes for boarding of different types of ships or encounters, or it'd be different if you're boarding another player's ship. For land activities, I genuinely was not impressed and found that the game lost its zest when I got off my ship. Outposts were visually not impressive. I couldn't jump, and there was no real activity that takes place outside of the ship, besides vendors and submitting completions of contracts, and of course the storyline interaction that gets you back out onto the sea. However, that was all overshadowed by the other content, the activities the game offers, such as bounties, jobs, plunders, convoys, PvP, endless sea battles. So, in short, I could care less about the land activities at this moment, but would I like to see down the line an improvement with some land activities? Yes, I would like to see that, but that's not going to stop me from purchasing the game. It didn't stop me from purchasing the game, and it didn't stop me from personally devoting hours to this open beta over the weekend. And to be honest with you, I enjoyed every bit of it, playing solo. I even got a bunch of my friends to go ahead and pre-order the game. I've personally been looking for something fresh to play, and this is out of my norm of playing normally first-person and third-person shooters to playing on a ship. But the game honestly kept me entertained, and my friends as well. I closely listened while playing with my friends to see if they had any negative comments, and I listened to and read the comments of my viewers during my streams. I literally streamed this game for hours on its first beta day. And like I said and previously mentioned, I got minimum flack the game. Most people were just interested in what they really came out with for Skull and Bones. And this game is getting a bit of harsh reviews. And to be honest with you, if you look at it, all those views are centered around the fact of the aspects or comparisons to Black Flags. Guess what, guys? To me, that's not a fair review of a game. Play the game for what it is. And what Skull and Bones is Skull and Bones, a new game. The devs have been upfront with what they were putting out recently. I know if you go years back, we were promised something close to Black Flags, and we didn't get that. Except that. We didn't get that. But guess what, guys? What we got, we saw in trailers. And I went back and looked. And the previous beta, that's what we got with some improvements. The game is Skull and Bones. I like it. I recommend it. I pre-ordered it. Now hit that like and subscribe for more content because I will be covering it.